Hi guys, I am the Cannons, and I have been getting a lot of personal messages on the Minecraft forums from people who are trying to make iron trenches, but they're having trouble. So I have decided to make a YouTube video showcasing, some of the common mistakes that people are making and that I have found from going on the servers and troubleshooting for them. So I guess I'm just going to go ahead and start that. So first things first, whenever I get on someone's server, the first thing that I do is I go in between the two buildings. Let me change my render distance just a bit. Set it to short. Hopefully the video won't be too bad. So the first thing that I do is I knock out a couple of these blocks right here. So I knock out these two so I can stand right here and nice and comfy. But for this, I always measure the distance in between these two doors. That door has to be 64 blocks away, and that means there have to be 63 blocks of space in between them. So go ahead and knock this one out, and then get a stack of whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use these, just because I feel like it. And then just, place, just count. Make sure that, oops, I missed one. Make sure that there are exactly 63 in between them, or the trench will not build the villages properly. It will not be able to chain them, so you will get either one giant village or no village at all. So make sure that there were exactly 63 blocks placed in between this door and that one. And if there were more or less, well then obviously you have to move this guy a little bit. If you have to move it closer, it's not such a big deal. You don't necessarily have to move all of your redstone, but I mean, I would recommend that you be pretty savvy with redstone before you make a modification like this. All you would really have to do is move these pistons over one more and then find a way to power these pistons using the same repeaters. Whenever I do that, all I really have to do is move these out and then place an extra line of repeaters right here, but that's not what this video is about. Basically, just make sure that there are 63 blocks in between. If it's too short or too far, like I said, unless you're good with redstone, I would just move the entire thing. Another thing that people have done is miscount the rows of doors that they put in. So over here in particular, I've seen someone just straight up leave this row of doors out. I'm not sure how they did it, but it was just a little mistake. So obviously what that's going to do is all of these villages that are going to build, none of them are going to have the right amount of doors to spawn an iron golem. And if none of these villages can spawn iron golems, obviously your trench is going to be kind of useless. So just make sure that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Up, and make sure that there are 3 here, 5 here, and 4 here. That makes 21 doors in each village, which is just one slice of the. I'll call it a slice. Just one slice of the trench. Let's see. Other things. You want to go through and make sure that all of your RS NOR latches are facing the right way. So when the trench is not working, you want to make sure that this is the way that your RS NOR latch is. You want the top to be lit up. Also, there's one up top. Up here, when it is working and not rebuilding, you want this to be powered. If it's not powered, then you're gonna have to reset this by just placing a button here, or placing a button here, I'm sorry. Place a button here, and that will reset the arsenal latch the right way. Let me make sure I didn't start this rebuild process. Okay, I did not. So make sure that those two arsenal latches are facing the right way. And then I believe there's one over here as well. Yes, there is. And then you want to make sure that this one is facing the right way as well. You want this top part to be lit up. And if it's backwards, just, you know, place a button there and that'll fix it. If this arsenal latch faces the wrong way, you'll have problems with this villager going up and down, and this timer will be acting all crazy and whatnot. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Let's see, another thing that you want to do is, there really is a lot of counting that you need to do. You need to make sure that your doors over here are not too far out. You want to make sure that from the block that the door is on, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and that the fifth one is directly underneath this line, which will be retracted by the pistons. And you're going to want to do the same thing for the other side. Just to make sure that this is the fifth one, so that you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, and then make sure that the fifth one does not have any sky access, and you're good. Another thing is sometimes your two buildings can get out of sync. So whenever you do have to reset it, if you have to reset it in the middle of a rebuild process, you want to. It takes a lot. It takes a lot, especially when you first do it. But once you get used to it, it's not really a big deal. If you have to reset it in the middle, push the button right here. It'll reset your arsenal latch, and if this is powered on the top, then the trench is not going to be rebuilding. So you're going to want to make sure that there are 17 in here. What I like to do is I like to take a sign. Let me get a sign really fast. I like to get a sign and just place it on top of things. Like, oops, let's see. See, this needs 17 in it, so I put a sign here that says, oops, put a sign there that says 17. And then over here I like to place a sign on top of the timer. It really doesn't matter where on the timer, as long as you remember what it is. I like it to say 64 plus 24, and then 2. Because when you reset it, you need to make sure that there are 64 and 24 in here. Normally it ends up 62, 26, but it's the same thing. Just 64, 24, and then 2 in this one. Also for over here, this needs to have 16 in it. So I like to place a sign there that says 16, obviously. And then up here, you want to break this redstone . Oops. Okay. And then you just want to break this redstone and then replace it when you are resetting. And that's that should resync your trenches whenever they aren't rebuilding properly. Another thing is, when it is rebuilding, you really want to, sorry, I'm going to take a sip of water. When it is rebuilding, especially while you're troubleshooting, you want to pay close attention to it. You have plenty of time to go through and make sure that everything is working right. So just make sure that your pistons are working right. Make sure that whenever those pistons retract and then extend again, that one of these will extend and that it retracts two of these. You want to make sure that these are retracting two at a time every time this line retracts and then extends once more. And then you want to make sure it does the same thing over here. I've also had problems with these pistons over here, which control the pistons up top over here to make the doors line up 2 by 2. I've had problems with these pistons not working exactly properly. Like when one extends, they will just continue to extend for 3 or 4, and then it will continue as normal. If that happens, you just want to change the timings of them. The one that is causing the rest of them to open, just set it to 4. And in fact, if you're having to do a lot of troubleshooting, you don't know what's wrong, you might as well just come up here and set all of these to 4 ticks delay. You know, just go ahead and do that all the way down. Not that, of course, but do that all the way down. And then just see if that helps at all. Other than that, let's see. Other problems that I've seen people have are their villagers disappearing. This could be because zombies obviously are spawning because there are villages everywhere. There could be a zombie siege. So zombies can spawn in here and just straight up take this guy out, and you would never know the difference. So just make sure that you build a nice little glass house for him. I just like to do that just in case, because it doesn't hinder him from going up and down in any way, and it's just better safe than sorry. So I like to build a house up here too. It doesn't really matter if it looks pretty or not. It's just here to protect your little guy. So just go ahead and do that. Another problem that people have been having is with this item despawning. So it could rebuild, and then the item could be going through this track and then just despawn for whatever reason. I don't know why it would despawn, but it does sometimes. If you're having problems troubleshooting and this light is never on and you never get an item in here, just go ahead and destroy all this, like Tango Tek said. Just go ahead and destroy all of this and replace it with a line of hoppers, because it'll never despawn if it's in the hopper, if it's in a hopper chain that goes back around. So this whole ice idea is a fantastic idea, but it has caused a few problems. So just if you're having problems with the item despawning, then just go ahead and change that. I also like to put a button right here, and then another button somewhere over here, like right here, just in case, so that you can move this little guy up and down if you need to, like this, like if he gets out of sync for whatever reason. Let's see. I think that's just about it. Other than that, you really just need to, if none of these fix your problems, you should really just go watch his video again and go through some of the troubleshooting that he talks about in his videos, and just make sure that everything looks right. Also make sure that your trench is facing north. It has to do with the way that villagers detect villages. So I don't really know all the details. Tango Tek looked into the code that Minecraft uses to make villagers detect the villages, so just make sure your iron trench is facing north. Let's see, other than that, I would just say go watch his video again, and download his world download, which is actually what I'm in. Download his world download, take a look at everything, see if there's anything really important that you've missed. Like this repeater, for example, I've seen people leave it out, and that'll cause problems with this not powering these pistons. Other than that, if none of this helped you, just send reply. You can send me a PM on the forums. My name on the forums is Tekcannons. I'll post a link to my profile, and I'm gonna post a link also to the forums post that I'm gonna post this video in. So you can just reply to that, or you can send me a PM. I'd rather you reply to the forums post that I'm gonna make, because my PM is already kind of getting blown up as it is. Just post a comment on the forum, and then I'll see if I can think of anything obvious, and if not, you know, I could potentially jump on your server and help you out there. Anyway, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope it helps you, and that you'll be able to fix it on your own. But you know what? It's no big deal if I have to jump on and help you out in any way. So I guess that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you later.